Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2024. Last time we thought we were going to be fired, at least I thought I was going to be fired, and we were not fired. So we're continuing on in this series, and we will have a season 7. But before we get to season 7, we have to go through the draft process and the free agency process, which is what I hope to achieve in this video. And it's kind of a coincidence. We just recently, a couple of nights ago, had the NBA draft in real life, the 2024 NBA draft, and I'll talk a bit about that in this video, and just we'll go ahead and get started. Not to ramble on anymore, and sorry, sometimes I'm at a loss for words. Like I want to articulate and say the right thing, and I feel like in a lot of I went back and watched some videos, and it's like I take a lot of pauses when I talk, and it's just because I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing, and sometimes it doesn't come off very well, unfortunately. So if I just stop mid-sentence and don't finish a sentence, just bear with me because it's probably because I can't properly think of how to verbally speak my thoughts. I'm much better at writing than verbally speaking. Always have been. So, but yeah, we had the NBA draft a couple of nights ago, and we have the third pick in the draft in this video I'm recording tonight late at night when I'm usually going to bed. And with the third pick in the draft a couple of nights ago, the Houston Rockets selected a player I'm very excited about, and Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd is I've talked about Reed Shepherd in a previous video, but he's from uh, where I'm from. He's from London, Kentucky, and I'm not from London specifically, but I'm from a town uh, about an hour and a half away from London, which doesn't sound like it's that close, but you kind of have to understand the proximity of Eastern Kentucky. There's a lot of small towns, and um, London feels like part of home to me. Growing up, there's a great flea market in London called Flealand, and growing up, and especially during my college years, my high school years a bit, but especially during my college years, really, and first several years of working, my family would go there a couple times a year and check out the flea market, and um, always had a good time there in London on those trips. Haven't been in a while. Last time we went was 2020, right after things kind of opened back up. So we haven't been as frequently recently, but yeah, London feels like home. We were there a bunch. There was a good 10 or 11 year stretch there where we went 2 or 3 times a year, and so pretty familiar with the area. Really cool to see that guy go in the draft because not a lot of people from uh, that part of the state or this part of the state make it big in anything really. Um, Mostly musicians, country music musicians. Then on Dwight Yoakam, who's done some acting as well, is from Pikeville, which is about 15 minutes away from here, opposite direction of London. But and then yeah, several country singers that were from around here made it pretty big. Keith Whitley is from nearby. He's not from this county I'm in specifically, but he's the county he's from. Let me look up real quick. I can't remember exactly which county he was born in, but he a couple years ago was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Tragically died very early. He's from Sandy Hook, Kentucky, which is in Elliott County. That's pretty nearby. But yeah, this area doesn't have a lot of celebrities or people that make it big time, especially in athletics. You don't see a lot of that around this area, so it's cool to see him uh, have success thus far, and hopefully he kills it for the Houston Rockets, and hopefully we draft somebody who can kill it for us in this video. And actually, we'll go ahead and look at the team real quick just to see kind of what we need. I'm kind of at uh, an indecision on what to do here because I've kind of already looked at some of the prospects, and we'll look at those to see who we want to draft. But we can see here that we actually have somebody at each position already that's worthy of being a starter. But if I had to be honest, the most concerned spot I'm at, or I don't know if concern is the right word, but maybe the most spot where I'm most unsatisfied is the point guard spot. Uh, things haven't gone all that well since we acquired Andre Voskuhl, and we gave him a lot of money, and I feel like he's underproduced a little bit. I mean, 15 points a game, 5.3 assists, 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds for a point guard is really good. But I mean, I don't know. We just haven't had a ton of success with him running things. He's incredibly efficient. Maybe it's not entirely his fault. He gets along really well with other players, but part of me is ready to move on and maybe get another point guard in. Uh, and this looks to be mostly, we'll look at the prospects here. This looks to be mostly a very heavy point guard, center, um, heavy draft. You can look here. Jake McFadden is expected to go first. He's a center. You got Tyler Duckery, a point guard, who's projected to go second. It's got us picking Patrick Moore third, and then Clinton Posey fourth. So the top four picks are, you got 2 point guards and 2 centers. And if you look at our center situation, man, we're pretty good. Like, I really like George Parker, and we are paying him a ton of money, but he is 3.5 stars, and he's homegrown with us. We drafted him. He's been with us from the start of his career. He gets along with everyone. He's very efficient in the paint. So I really like George Parker. I want to keep George Parker around. And we also last drafted Sean Little, who's also had a lot of success in his first season as a rookie. 12.7 points a game, 6.7 rebounds, 1.3 blocks. This is a guy who's still got some potential to grow and get better. So our center position is, I like our center position. I kind of feel like Parker is a little overpaid, but he does have that extra half star put onto his name, and he has more potential to grow. So kind of feel like I'm okay with paying him that much. Also, Voskuhl is 31, and I kind of feel like once you hit 30, things start kind of going downhill. Whereas George Parker is 25, so he's still got a few more years to grow and hopefully reach that potential. We can have a couple of good seasons out of him, maybe before the end of this series. So I'm okay with the George Parker, Sean Little situation at center, which really makes me want to, go in another direction rather than picking another center. And Ben Matthew is a three-star player. He's having trouble getting along with the rest of the team, but you can see if you compare what we're paying him, which is 17.6, and what we're paying TJ Crowley, which is 20,000 or 20,000, 20 million. Ben Matthew is 17 million. We're paying Andre Voskel quite a bit more, and Andre Voskel is older than those dudes, which is why I'm being led to believe probably overpaying Andre Voskel. And so I'm kind of thinking of going a different direction on point guard, and we have a great opportunity because there's a couple of point guards that are available early on. If they aren't picked with the first two picks, we'll probably go with one of the two, either Tyler Duckery or Clinton Poozy. We're definitely going to give those two guys a workout. Where's Tyler Duckery at? Let's sort this way. Here we go. He's actually a 5-star point guard. Man, that would be awesome to draft that guy. There's also a power forward here, which wouldn't be a bad direction to go with Cliff Demonby. We have Ben Matthew as our current power forward. But we could, if this guy is truly a 5-star prospect, if we were to draft him, I mean, we could put Matthew off the bench, start this guy. I think that would actually help our big man situation. We haven't made at that point because we would have Parker and Little at center, and we would have Demanby and Matthew at the 4. So our big man situation would be set. We would just need to try to work on our getting some guards in after that. And I've also thought about, with whatever decision we decide to go with, trading Voskel, where he's in the last year of his contract now. He might be a bit easier to trade. Just offloading that contract and clearing up that space, and we can use that in the free agency coming up. I want to point out it is 10:08 currently, and I kind of feel like I'm a very routine person. But this is not routine for me. I usually get up on Saturday mornings and make these, and I just kind of I was in the mood to play this game tonight before bed. Like I was just like thinking about the draft from a couple nights ago and thinking about the upcoming NBA season, the upcoming college basketball season, and really excited about it. Even though it's months away, I can't wait till I get started. I'm really excited about, like I said, Reed Sheppard, watching him play for the Rockets. Excited about what the Spurs are doing. I was a little bit disappointed, honestly, with them trading away Robert Dillingham. I wanted them to keep that guy. I wanted them to draft both Reed and Dillingham. Didn't really expect it, but they did draft Dillingham. But then, before he even got off the stage, they traded the guy. But I'm still excited about their direction. It's kind of the three teams I'm more excited about next season are like the Rockets and the Spurs and the Timberwolves, who played great defense this past postseason and you don't see that kind of defense anymore. So yeah, I haven't watched the NBA really the past few seasons, and just thinking about next season has me really excited. So hopefully maybe I can get back into watching that next season. I know I'm rambling a lot tonight, but I have a lot of thoughts just trying to get off my head. And if you find it boring, just skip ahead. I mean, by all means. But kind of looking at these three right here, Poozy or Duckrey or Demanby. My preference would be to draft Duckrey if he's still available. You can see he's a terrific scorer and passer and kind of average at everything else. He's actually not a great three-point shooter from the looks of it. So probably a guy who really drives inside. And this is odd though, because look at this. I want you guys to look at something. I'm noticing a discrepancy here. We can see that he shot 47% from three at his high school, because this guy's a high school player. He shot 47% from three, yet at the combine, he went 5 of 25. That doesn't make any sense to me. Also, it says he's a sharpshooter. So why did he go 5 of 25 from three at the combine? Doesn't make any sense. Let's look at Clinton Poozy. He's really good at stealing the ball as well, scoring and passing. He's also a sharpshooter and also a defender, so um, he's also a high school player. Both these guys are high school players. Demamby went to Minnesota for college. And you can see he's not quite the scorer. He's pretty good all around, though. Doesn't really have a player type. So he would be my third option. I'm only going to pick Demamby, I think, if the 2-point guards are gone. And even if those 2-point guards are gone, we need to look at Bernard Hoiberg. There's still some point guards left. We'll look at just to be on the safe side. And Mike Mitchell, where is he at? Okay, we got Mike Mitchell. I mean, that's about as far as I want to go. I'm happy with the center, with where we are at center. I don't want to draft McFadden or Patrick Moore, if I'm being honest. I'm happy with where we are. You know, we can. Well, first of all, it says Jake McFadden is overhyped, so we want to avoid that probably. We'll work him out anyway. We'll probably avoid him, and we'll work out Patrick Moore, but that's probably as far as I want to go, honestly. Let's go ahead and run these workouts. You know, we do have a 35th pick. Uh, are any of these guys going like late first round? I don't think so. Well, there is a Lewis McClintlock. It says he's overhyped, but they have him going 26th. He could potentially drop the 35th pick, which we also have. So we'll send him an invite. Uh, I don't see Robert Thorne anywhere. Actually, they have him going pretty early on, so we won't send him one. Uh, I think I'm going to go with just that right there. Go and run these workouts. Okay. It's time for the draft. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to turn this down before we get started because I don't want to be blown away like last time. Sheesh, man. But yeah, it's now 10:16. According to my clock. So it's good at 10 o'clock. Still plan on putting out college basketball videos soon. That was Texas A&M. Got home and relaxed for a couple of hours, and I feel good, and just wanted to make the video tonight. So let's see how things go. It might even be midnight before I finish, which is crazy because I like to get up at like 5 a.m. So I'll be one of those instances where I don't get much sleep. That's okay. Go ahead and start this draft. I had a friend who one time, a year or so back, was talking about sleep. And he said something I kind of agree with. Like, if he had a wish for anything, something he might wish for, and he said that he wouldn't have to sleep anymore. And I can kind of get that because we spend so many hours of our lives sleeping. And think of all the things you could have accomplished if you were awake during those hours. So I can kind of understand that. I have trouble sleeping anyway. Man, okay. So it looks like the top point guard is Tyler Duckery. So that's probably who we are focusing on. But it also looks like the Bison have this pick. If you look at their lineup, their center is Steve Bennett, who we had for the first 5 seasons. So, man, they have a pretty good. Oh, well, they went ahead and picked before I hit the button. But they picked Jake McFadden, who they said was overhyped. So, yeah, we don't really want Jake McFadden. I mean, so that means one of those point guards will be available to us. So that's probably the direction we're going to go, is either with Duckery or gosh, I can't remember the name of the other point guard. We're going to go ahead and though pick this one. Right. And they took Patrick Moore. So we have both point guards available to us, which is awesome. Man, I don't know what it is. I feel great tonight. I feel like I don't know. I feel hyped up. Okay, we'll see what they say, the analyst here. Yeah, they're talking about the previous pick. Probably go with Tyler Duckery. Let's see, who do they suggest we take? Travis Kittle. Tyler Duckery's a better player. We could look at Travis Kittle, but yeah, I'm strongly leaning going with the point guard. I didn't even look at Travis Kittle. Travis Kittle. Yeah, we're probably not going to go with Travis Kittle. He's a really good rebounder from Alabama. He's a sleeper pick, it says. But we're probably not going to go with him. Probably going to go with Tyler Duckery. We did do a workout on him. Can we look at, do we have any more details on him? It says Tyler has a very good work ethic. All of his coaches loved him, and he looks like the kind of kid who's going to work to reach his potential, which is awesome. The only other person I would think about, I think, is Demanby, who's also a 5-star pick. But I mean, he's kind of mediocre at a lot of things. Pretty good scorer. I think we need to go with Duckery and try to move on from the Andre Voskuhl era of our team. So this is what we're going to go with. We're going to select Tyler Duckery. And let's see what they say about that. It's exactly who they would have picked in this situation. So that's good. May have been a little early. I am curious to see where Poozy goes and curious to see where uh, yeah, Poozy went 4th. We were actually looking at Mike Mitchell as a possible pick, so he goes number 6. There's Clifton Memby. He goes 7th to the Pioneers. At this point, I kind of just want to get to our next pick. So I think can we offer a trade by any chance? Okay, guys. I'm really excited because I just looked at the star rating for Tyler Duckery. Right off the bat, he's a 3.5-star player, which is better than Voskuhl with a potential 4.5 stars, much like George Parker. So that's pretty exciting. I'm wondering if we can offload Andre Voskuhl. Let's look at this is not cap legal, so I was going to try to offload Andre Voskuhl for Clifton Man because I'd like to get him too, but we can see here though he's just a 2-star player starting off, so I think it's going to be steered away from that direction. I think he might be a little underwhelming at least to begin with. So yeah, we'll go ahead and clear this trade. We'll go ahead and move on. I mean, I don't know that we want to. Can anybody hold this guy? A lot of these teams are way over their limit at this point. But we haven't cleared any players yet, you know? So I don't know if we'll even be able to do this how I would like to do it. We're just going to go ahead, I think, and skip to our pick in the second round. 35th pick. And Travis Kittle went kind of late there, it looked like. So I think we made the right decision with ours. And now here we are with the 35th pick. And we'll look and see who are the best players available, but let's see. Pete Betts at point guard. Lazar. I do not pronounce the last name. Got Coop Leslie. Tyler Smith from Alabama. Mike Cullen from Kansas. Let's see who's best available that's still left. We do have a center, Brian Lang, who's 7'5", from Tulsa, who's still available. Did we give him a workout? How are you 7'5" and a C at blocking, man? What is with that? I was excited originally because I mean, 7'5" guys don't always work out, guys that tall. But the main reason you want a guy like that is for rim protection above anything. How are you a C at blocking when you're 7'5"? That is, I can see why he's been passed on. Let's look at the mock draft here. Mike Cullen. We look at Mike Cullen, but I kind of, yeah. So Brian Lang was originally projected to go 15th, and he hasn't been selected yet, so he's dropped. We've still got the shooting guard here, Lazar Juzovic. Nice shooting stroke, soft touch. We really don't know his ratings specifically. He's got pretty good ratings, though. Might be a good backup for Fortson. Definitely one you could go with. Out of Serbia. A lot of the other guys are like two-star guys. They mentioned Mike Cullen out of Kansas. Where is Mike Cullen? I mean, I'm having to scroll down pretty far to even get to him. He's a two-star player with the potential. He's 2 stars from both the scout and from the professionals. So I probably won't go with Mike Cullen. We also, yeah, we don't know anything about his personality. He also says he's overhyped, so we're probably not going to go with Mike Cullen. Man, the two suggestions are Brian Lang and Lazar Zuzovic. We're also already pretty happy with our center position. As we mentioned before, we have Sean Little and George Parker. And we also have Ben Matthew at the 4. So I don't know that Brian Lang would get a lot of playing time if we went in that direction. But also, we have several guys who I'm thinking about taking. I'm just going to say Lazar Zuzovic. Yeah, I'm leaning strongly toward taking him. Kind of a risk, but yeah, let's go for it. Take the 2 guard. Weakness section is blank, so it seems good. He's not a fan of the pick. That's all right. Let's go ahead and we'll skip through the rest of the draft here. See what things look like. Brian Lang was the next selected player, but we're already pretty happy at the 5 spot. I'm just disappointed a 7'5" guy is a C for blocking. It's ridiculous. Okay, so we got some contract decisions to make. Yeah, I mean, look, this guy is a second round draft pick, and he's 2.5 stars, potential 3. That's pretty good for a second round draft pick. So, yeah, sign me up all day on this guy. You know, man, normally I give this, yeah, I mean, normally I give the second round pick a 1-year contract. I like this guy so much, I'm going to give him a 3-year contract because he's pretty decent and we'll have him for 3 years locked up. Go ahead and we'll let Mark Preston go. Sorry, Mark Preston. We're going to let Tyler Kitt go. We're going to let Kenny Daniels go. He's been around for a little while, but we'll let him go. Jabari Morton. We actually have him for another season. We'll let, I guess we'll let Roger Spears go. What's he look like now? Just a 2-star player. Uh, let's look at Duckery real quick. Yeah, man. I'm excited about this guy. 88 outside shooting, 97 clutch scoring, really good free throw shooter, good scorer, good passer, good inside shooter. Yeah, I'm excited about having Tyler Duckery. I want to go ahead and give him. We'll go ahead and give him his 3rd year. Why not? We'll give Sean Little his 4th year. We got a lot of good young talent here. We'll go ahead and advance. Unfortunately, I think we're already over. We're over our cap status, which the owner won't be happy about. But man, we have a really good young team with a lot of potential. I do not like these in-season tournaments. I've said that before. Keep moving along. It's time for the summer league. Can we trade players at this point, though? Yeah, we can trade players. Okay. Yeah, we did look for a team that's got some cap space available to try to offload Andre Voskel. Do we have any needs really? We have the we could trade him for like a poorly point guard. Or just a draft pick. I wonder if we could find a power forward. It's kind of decent. Let's see what kind of options we have. There's no way we'll get TJ Foreman for him. They'd be dumb to do that. These guys have a ton of money to work with. They kind of need a point guard. Well, no, they kind of have one. How about Andre Voskel for Charles Whitney? Oh, they just accepted that trade. Wow. Okay. Wow. Whoa. We no longer have to worry about that contract. Okay, so we have a newly acquired. I didn't expect them to take that trade. We have a newly acquired teammate, Charles Whitney. Let's look at Charles Whitney. He's a small forward, averaged 9.6 points per game last season. Not great at anything in particular, but his contract is much better than Voskel's contract, and we are kind of not needing Voskel anymore because he went a different direction at the point guard. So, yeah, we just made that trade. I thought they would say no, which is partially why I clicked it. I kind of wanted to go into the negotiation stage, and uh, they didn't even negotiate. They were ready to pull that trigger. So, yeah, Voskel is no longer on the team, and this is starting to look a little bit better of a situation. Now I'm kind of wondering if we can offload Ben. I don't know if we can offload Ben Matthew. He's got all those years left, but he's unhappy and darn it. I mean, yeah, I'm ready. I want a little bit more space off if I'm being honest. I'd like to get rid of a little bit more. So don't want to trade Parker or Fortson. Maybe we could pick between Crowley and Whitney. Which one we like better? I kind of like Crowley better, to be honest. But he also costs more than Whitney. I wonder if we can move on from Ben Matthew. Again, let's find a team that has some cap room to work with. We want somebody cheaper than 17 million. There's no way we get TJ Foreman for Ben Matthew. Hey, look, guys. Jake McFadden, who went #1. Look at this. 2 stars, potential 3. He was overhyped indeed. So he dodged a bullet there. Let me get somebody else out of this team. I kind of want a power forward, though. They don't really have any power forwards. Can we trade Ben Matthew away for like a first-round draft pick? I don't know. Let's continue to look a little bit more. We're looking for teams that have. Ooh, this guy is newly acquired. And we can get him for pretty cheap. Let's look a little bit more. This guy is also cheaper. His contract runs out in a year. Clears us up a bit of money. He has some issues, though. Let's look a little bit more. Here's that Travis Kittle that we were suggested. I really doubt they would do that. Yeah, I really like his stats. Good outside shooter, good stretch 4, good free throw shooter, good rebounder. Yeah, they definitely don't want to pull that trade, fortunately. Can we throw in Jabari Morton? With that throwing, it's no longer. I don't want to throw anyone else in. I like everybody else on the team, so we'll keep looking. Okay, here's a Marcus Kenna, who's not a good stretch 4 at all. He's not that much worse than Ben Matthew, and he's a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. Look at this guy, man. 2.5 stars, 36 million. No way do we want that. He's in the last year of his contract, but we still don't want it. Ooh. No way we get that guy, but 9 million for. He's probably a guy that went really high in the draft that's still living on that rookie contract. Yep, second round pick. Or second pick overall, I mean. There's an Al Pitaway here. I kind of like his stats. Not a bad outside shooter. I kind of like that guy. Only averaged 4 points a game last season. Gets along with his team. Huh. I kind of like Al Pitaway. Really cheap contract. You know what? Let's look at. We could have had this guy almost. Okay, let's try a couple here. Let's try Ben Matthew for Cliff Demamby. We almost kind of had Cliff Demamby anyway. This is legal. We need considerably more in return. Okay. Ben Matthews is a better player at this point than Cliff Demamby, but they don't want to go for it. So they have no power forwards to work with. Okay, let's go back to Al Pitaway. I liked. There we go. Would they do this? Man. Okay, we're just going to look at power forwards. Sheesh, that's a lot. Power forwards that are cheap. Justin Johnson. Personally, I want a bit more in return than than what they have here. These guys have a lot of players who just aren't that good. I'm looking for like a 2.5 star power forward at least who's cheaper. It might be just hard to unload Ben Matthew. We could with Roderick Gord here. Let's try this one. Man, I'm not really to let anything else go except for maybe Jabari Morton. In that case, can we do Ben Matthew and Jabari Morton for Clifton Manby? No, they did not take that. What about Al Pitaway? No. About for Roderick Gord. Man. There's a Mac Lindsay here. It's a Gerald Bowie. Is a lot cheaper. This is not cap legal though. What if we took off Jabari Morton still? What if we just offered Jabari Morton? Yeah, that one don't work out. Is that Nick Johnson? Unfortunately, these aren't working out to where they're cap legal. Oh, I didn't even look. That's not cap legal either. This gives us a bit more room to work with. This Ben Matthew for Mark Dubs. And there's no clear advantage. Clears us up a little bit. I don't know if it clears us up enough to pull the trigger on it. We'll look a bit more. This clears us up a lot more. We looked at this guy previously too. I mean, is Ben Matthew really an outside shooter? He's not. Actually incredibly inefficient from outside. And this gives us a lot of, can we do this? It is cap legal. Let's try to trade Ben Matthew for Marcus Kenna. Marcus Kenna is not a stretch four by any means. He does not take threes really. But this gives us a lot more money to work with. Man. Can we throw in Jabari Morton? Yeah, they don't like the contract of Jabari Morton. Neither do I. Well, that doesn't work out. There are a couple of options here if they are legal. We got Torrance Yeager. But that is not legal, unfortunately. Can we throw in Jabari Morton and make it legal? Nope. Eugene Lay is legal, but it's literally the same contract. So actually, that wouldn't help us at all. I'm offering it again. Ben Matthew for Al Petaway. Nope. There's a Robert Thorne here who was just drafted, I think. He's worth quite a bit less. But this is not legal. Man. I don't know if we're going to be able to find anything, honestly. You can't say I haven't tried. Let's look at Donnie Bennett. He is very inefficient. I don't know if we want that guy. Yep. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to. Man, I really wanted to stay under our contract limit and get some kind of power forward to help out. Let's look at Justin Johnson here. Now, this guy is a 2 potential 3. So at this moment, Ben Matthews quite a bit better, but he's a lot cheaper. He's also a better outside shooter than Matthew. He's a good free throw shooter. He gets along with people. I just press the back button. Yeah, should we trade Ben Matthew for Justin Johnson? It's advantage them, but man, I kind of like that guy. What about his rebounding? It's not great. So we're kind of sacrificing rebounding for shooting in this instance. And money. But this does put us under that cap. Will they take it? Man, we just offloaded that one and we have money to work with now, which is awesome. Okay, let's look at the new team here. We have Jabari Morton, who we still has a bad contract, quite honestly, but it is what it is. Tyler Duckery, who's uh, newly acquired, our rookie. We have Aaron Fortson, who's been great for us since we started this whole thing. A great backup to him and Lazar Zizovic. You have TJ Crowley still from last season. Charles Whitney, who is newly acquired through a trade. We got rid of Voskel's contract for this guy. We have Justin Johnson, who we just newly acquired, trading Ben Matthew for, who's a great stretch four, an outside shooter. And we got two great big men in Parker and Little. And we still have $16 million to help sign players once free agency gets here. And that is good because we have an owner who's very money conscious, conscientious. So I think we made some good trades there. Oh, we have to assign players to the summer league. We go to the roster to do that. Wait a minute, what is going on here? Let me go back. One or more teams have not assigned their own players to the summer league. Can we have the computer do this part? Because I never cared about the summer league. Okay, let's have the computer get these other guys because I just don't care about the summer league. We have $16 million to get three more players. I think that's very doable. We'll try to get a guy for one season, maybe for around 10 or 11 million. That leaves two open spaces to get guys at a minimum once the season starts. That should work out. We'll be under cap. We'll be under the cap and hopefully have some success come next season. Been here for an hour basically. It's 11:10, so this will definitely be a longer video. And our summer league team is playing very poorly. Okay, now it's time for free agency. And I'm taking computer control back off. Okay, so I still think we could get. I like the center position. I like the small forward position. I like the two guard position for this season. I'm kind of thinking maybe a backup point guard or a starting power forward. Why are there no free agents? There they are. Okay, I was like, there are no free agents. Well, we have 16 million to work with. So I don't really expect to get any of these guys. I do want Duckrey for sure to be the starting point guard. So if we get a point guard here, I want it to be a guy who's a little bit cheaper on the cheaper side, maybe a 2.5-star point guard. Or we could get a starting power forward and let Justin Johnson be the backup power forward. So we're going to eliminate things down to the point guard and the power forward. Let's talk to Brian Pondexter. Well, he wants 30 million, which is probably too much. Terrence Passner. He wants 20 million. Okay, it's a little bit better, but remember we just offloaded a $17 million power forward. So we kind of want to get something. Actually, I would like to get something for 10 million or less, quite honestly. 22 million is too much. Yeah, these guys are asking for too much at the current moment. So we'll run one day. Yeah, these guys want a lot of money. Hey, there's George Cullen, who we once had on the team. How's he doing? Yeah, he's still not scoring a ton. His numbers have actually dropped some. I don't know if we want to go that direction. This guy's actually really efficient. We can look at Brett King. Gosh, he's looking at 21 million. Let's offer Brett King an offer here. Although it may be a very low ball offer, you might think. What is the mid-level exception? It's 11 million. That's not bad. Let's see if he'll take that. This is taking longer than I expected. Hmm. Well, that's a lot of names here. We were looking for Brent King, and it says that he signed with the Portland Pioneers, so he did not sign with us. Is free agency over now? No. Okay. It does take out a lot of those guys we were looking at, though. There's still George Colin there. We could take as a backup. I still would almost rather have a power forward. There's Donald Truscott. We got Jerron May. And then after that, you get down to the two-star guys. So, we could sign George Cullen back, but I don't know what he would want. 12 million. Why don't we offer I don't want to offer him 12 million, honestly. He is the best player still available, at least in terms of star power. Would be a great backup point guard. Here's Matthew Bridge that was on the team a couple seasons ago that did really well. Could get him back. Even though, excuse me, he's getting older, we don't have to offer him a ton of money. How much is he asking? $6 million. That's actually not that bad. Could we offer Matthew Bridge $6 million and maybe offer Jabbar or not? Offer Matthew Bridge $6 million. Offer George Cullen $8 million. That's $14 million, and we'd have a couple of million to work with in terms of signing like the best player we can get when we get back from the off season. So actually, let's make an offer to George Cullen. We can do 2 years. Well, salary per year, we'll do 7.5 million. That's right. That's right, for 2 seasons. And then let's do Matthew Bridge for 5 million maybe. For 1 season. He's getting older, so if we can get these guys, it still leaves us quite a bit of money to sign somebody. We did get Matthew Bridge. Is George Cullen still available? We did get Matthew Bridge for 5 million. We still have 11 million to work with. What kind of point guard can we get? Like a good backup point guard. George Cullen must have signed with somebody else. Hmm. Let's look at these guys here. This guy averaged 9 points a game last season for Golden State, but he's got some issues with the organization. You want to have a guy who can get along with all parts of our team. This guy averaged 8.2 last season. He's an okay three-point shooter. This guy's not an outside shooter at all. I don't know that we want him necessarily. This guy's a pretty good outside shooter and a good free throw shooter. Averaged 11 points last season. Has some issues with the organization, though. Pretty good player for Portland last season, though. I kind of like how this guy just gets along with everybody. So did this Otis Arnold. He's actually a bit better of a shooter than the previous guy. Let's meet with this Otis Arnold here. He went 7.2 million. Let's do 6 million for 2 years. Okay, we got Otis Arnold. So we have $5 million to work with, almost 6 million. And we can sign somebody for a minimum once the season starts. We have a pretty good team, I think. Let's go ahead and finish out free agency. Watch us re-sign Kenny Daniels at the power forward. Seems like he always ends up back on our team. Would have been nice to get Cullen back. I think Cullen can be a decent backup point guard, but wasn't meant to be. Otis Arnold doesn't look like a bad backup point guard, though. Uh, if we can go ahead and go to contracts. Let me see something here. I'm going to go ahead and I think Duckery's going to earn that. We'll not do it right now, but we'll see how things are going with Duckery at the All-Star break. We'll give him that 4th year, most likely. Training camp time. Always go with the rookie that we just drafted. We need to assign scouting points. Let's see. I definitely like having the underrated, overrated option on the local players, so we'll keep that. And we also want the 5-star rating for both. And we'll do a basic rating for local players. We'll leave it at that. All right, it's time for the season. So one thing we'll do really quick before we end this video, we need to sign another free agent, and I'm thinking of signing a power forward because that's not the only position I'm not entirely satisfied with. Look at that, Kenny Daniels at the top. We don't have to get Kenny Daniels though. Actually, there's guys above Kenny Daniels. Are there any really good stretch fours available? There's a Deshaun Watson who's an 81 from 3. Uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna. What about in terms of scoring? He's only a 45 though in terms of scoring, but the other guys aren't that much higher. So let's sign Deshaun Watson to a regular contract. All right, so let's look at our team. We actually have a game on opening day. We'll look at our team before things get started. Let's look at the depth chart. And we can see all of our power forwards are coming off the bench. We're starting Whitney and Crowley actually. So Duckrey, Fortson, Whitney, Crowley, and Parker is the starting lineup. I like that starting lineup quite a bit. We have Little, Jazovich, and Arnold, and Johnson playing off the bench. And I really like that personally. Our two rookies are playing good minutes. Our rookie from last season is playing good minutes. We have newly acquired Whitney playing good minutes. And all of this team is assembled with $3 million still available in cap status. So this satisfies our owner in terms of money. It satisfies our owner, hopefully, in terms of victories. So very excited to start next season with our new point guard, Tyler Duckrey, and we'll see how things go. And we will do that uh, in the next video. So we will see you next time.